Hide to Survive 2 is the second game in the Hide to Survive franchise. Hide to Survive 1 suffered from a lack of content and innovation, and this is sadly somewhat true for its sequel. Before we start, I just want to say that this review is only my opinion, meaning all the views on the game are just my opinion and not facts. Hide to Survive 2 is a FNAF fan game on Scratch made by Chuck Poker 1126, released on August 22nd, 2020. The game takes place at yet another undisclosed location that I presume is an old rundown restaurant with a withered murderous animatronic named Rabby. You play as a night guard who watches over Rabby and tests its systems. Story. Hide to Survive 2 improves upon the lack of storyline in the first game with interactive cutscenes that play at the start of each night, and one that plays when you beat the game. Each of these cutscenes reveals something more about the animatronic Rabby. Hide to Survive 2 has a big focus on Rabby itself. It reveals a big hidden mystery on why Rabby moves and is evil. Rabby moves because someone has planted a virus within Rabby. The character who planted the virus is not revealed though, but it will probably be revealed in Hide to Survive 3. Sadly, the story is still very bland as there's no twists that change up the whole plot, and it only really answers one question on why Rabby moves. The ending cutscene is especially unsatisfying, since it's only a text conversation between two unknown people. The ending cutscene sometimes won't play because of a glitch that hasn't been fixed for 4 months since the game's release. I'll be giving the story a 6 out of 10 because it is actually a slight improvement over the first game, which I gave a 4.5 out of 10. Gameplay. The gameplay, to put it simply, for my playthrough, is rough. During my playthrough, I experienced a game-breaking bug almost every night, such as Rabby completely breaking when he gets to the door. These bugs are not small and change the entire flow of the game. It's sad to see this since this game has already been out for 4 months, and I credited the first game on not suffering from bugs. There are some more mechanics in Hide to Survive 2 than the previous, which is a plus, since I criticized the first game for lack of mechanics. Sadly though, all these mechanics are featured in official FNAF games, so there's not really any originality within them. The only way to beat the night is to complete all the tasks, which is a direct copy of Five Nights at Freddy's 6. I credited the first game for its lack of glitches and bugs, but sadly I can't do that this time. There are more nights, which is good, since the first game only had one, but each night is the exact same and only gets harder. There's no new mechanics added throughout the nights, and the game just gets to be boring at a certain point. There's a lack of optimization and choice, since all the cutscenes are completely unskippable, and there's no settings menu to change specific features. The atmosphere, though, has definitely improved from the first game because the improved models and graphics. I will be giving the gameplay a 3.5 out of 10, the same as the first game. It improves upon some things, but fails upon others that the first game succeeded in. Art style. The game's art style is its biggest strength. There are techniques used on the models which I have never seen in a FNAF fan game on Scratch before. The attention to detail in Rabby's design is exemplary. You can see where the light hits the models. It's definitely an improvement over the first game. Some of the models are a bit less detailed than others, but consistency remains good throughout the game. Therefore, I will be giving the art a 9 out of 10. Verdict. Hide to Survive 2 is a controversial sequel to the first game. There are many improvements that have been made, but at the same time there are many steps that have been taken the wrong way. There is a clear care to detail and atmosphere, but a lack of testing and care for a fun experience. I would recommend Chuck to take more time on his games and to make a more original experience that sets it apart from another FNAF clone. It would also be nice to see some updates done to the game, since it would grant more longevity for the game instead of just moving on to the next one. I personally am concerned for the Hide to Survive franchise as the first 2 games haven't been stellar, but the next games are still a while away. Although from what I've seen from the next games, they look like a significant improvement over the previous games. I will be giving Hide to Survive 2 a 6 out of 10. So Hide to Survive 1 scored a 5 out of 10, so Hide to Survive 2 is a slight improvement over Hide to Survive 1. This review is just my opinion though, so don't take these my opinion literally by any means. But if you like the game, that's fine, and that's just my opinion that I gave it a 6 out of 10. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the review, and